Oh, this is a telephone interview. Sure. Let's not ask. Um, we're going to a little bit this objective personality type back on Friday. What is that? 6/5. Oh, right, Dragon Day for those on the Discord.
Yeah.
How's it going there, Alex? And do you have any nicknames, or is it just Alexander all the time?
I never use my nick. I mean, I always introduce myself as Alexander, but I used to not do that. So, up until 2 years ago, I would always introduce myself as Alex because I didn't really like the full name in some sense.
Mm-hmm.
But as I've kind of grown and I've just kind of opening a new chapter in my life, or just me changing a lot, I then, for some reason, I just wanted to be called my full name again. So that's that.
Yeah. It's funny. There's a comic out there for Robert, where it's like when you're a kid, you're Robbie, and you become like Bobby and Rob, and then eventually Robert or something like that.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm at the Q, and that's been going on for a while.
Yeah, I see.
All right. What about Xander? Have you ever tried that?
No, never actually. No, that's.
You could be a Xander. Let's hear about that.
Can you repeat that? You cut off a bit there.
Oh, I said let's hear what Alexander's nickname should be in the comments below. Just joking around a little bit.
Yeah.
Switzerland. Is that going to school as well?
Yeah. I grew up here. So yeah, I've been here all my life. Although my parents are originally from Germany, but they moved here maybe 28 years ago. I'm 23, so you can do the math. They've been here for quite a long time. Yeah.
Do you know what they or to Switzerland? Not here.
Say again. The connection is not ideal. Let's say.
Oh, sorry. Do you know why they moved to Switzerland?
Yeah, because my dad got he got a job in Switzerland that he really wanted to take, and my mom was just done with med school, so for her it was easy to move. So basically just going for this job. Also, the wages in Switzerland are much better compared to Germany, although you pay more for a standard of living, but in the end you still have more generally. So.
Sure. How do you like it there?
I mean, I don't really have that many points of references. I haven't really lived anywhere else.
And travel around the EU?
No, not really. I mean, apart from going to France or Spain in summer with my family, I haven't really. I mean, there's a lot of people who are my age who travel around Europe by train. I mean, it's rather cheap, but yeah, I don't know. I've never really felt like doing that. But to answer your question, I mean, yeah, I like living in Switzerland. It's great. The climate is maybe a bit too cold in winter for me, but now with climate change, that's all. It's getting better.
It's gonna warm up for you.
Yeah. Although, yeah.
I don't think that's exactly how it works, but
yeah, you're right. But no, I do like it.
Yeah. You need to in the winter. That would be perfect.
Say again?
You just need to migrate with the birds in the winter, and then you'll be good.
Yeah,
or you could hibernate.
That would be a bit too boring, I think.
How about friends? Would you miss your friends if you were hibernating?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, the thing is, when you're hibernating, you're kind of sleeping all the time, so It's not that much that you would miss.
Sure.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of now, right? The quarantine.
You said something about quarantine? You're kind of choppy again, Rob. Sorry.
Is
Don't really understand you.
oh boy.
Now it's better again. So try again.
It feels so silly to repeat silly questions.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I said we're all kind of hibernating because of the quarantine right now.
Oh, it wasn't even a question. Yeah, that sucks.
It's true. It's a question.
Yeah.
To my quarantine still, right? Or how's it going over there?
So far it's quite good with quarantine. I mean, we're opening up a lot of things again. So June 6th, we're again allowed to have small public gatherings, like more than 5 people, if you keep all the distancing rules. And I think end of August we'll even be having large events like football games and stuff like that again. I mean, with football, I mean soccer. We don't play football here. So yeah, no, but we have it under control mostly. I'm just kind of questioning if we're not going to have again a second wave because we're opening up stuff again now. But I mean, we can't just keep doing what we're doing right now. It's not good for the economy. It's also not very healthy. And I also want to go do some stuff again. So
Yeah. What do you miss most about the time for the game?
What?
You miss what's most about before quarantine?
What was the most?
What do you miss most about like regular life, I guess?
Yeah, that's okay. What I wouldn't think beforehand that I would miss that, but what I actually miss is commuting, in the sense that it's so great if you can just. But now I don't have a reason to go out of the house except for buying groceries or going for a run, and just every day, like moving a bit more than just walking around the flat, or just going to the city, see something else than just your flat. That I really miss, and of course playing volleyball. That's like a lot of my balance in terms of exercising, and also how do you say? Also, not building up frustration, but getting rid of frustration was really that. And not being able to play volleyball, it sucks. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you getting frustrated now?
How do I get it out, the frustration?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do exercise every day. So every second day I go for a run, and the days in between I just do some push-ups and things like that. It's okay, but like when I go for a run, I go for a run, and then I do basically the exercises that I would do before volleyball practice, and then I do some jumping exercise, and that is kind of a bit of a substitute. But yeah, it's not perfect. It's not perfect.
Just less fun for you to do that kind of stuff? You miss actual sporting of football?
I couldn't fully understand what you were saying.
I'm sorry. Is it that the exercises are less fun now? Is it like
Yeah, that's yeah. They are less fun to do. I still get the benefits. I mean, a big reason why I keep doing them is because afterwards I always feel much better. Because if I don't exercise, I just feel like a piece of shit, just wasting around at home because I'm basically just studying and not really doing much else. And playing against another team, the competition and playing with other people, it's much more satisfying than just doing push-ups at home. Yeah, totally. You're going full robot again. I don't know, but maybe you want to type the questions out? But I mean, that's maybe also
Oh man,
sucky.
can you see the private chat thing?
Yes.
I don't even know where I was going to go with that, so let me just move on.
That's cool. That's cool. Just
big two, right? Do you get some competitive things from that as well?
From the volleyball, or from what?
Game.
RIP internet. Yeah, I didn't understand. Sorry.
Like,
Do I play video games online to scratch the competitive itch? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I used to be like, I don't know, I played League of Legends for quite a long time. It's a competitive game. And I think I played around, playtime, around 100 days, which is a lot. Nowadays, I don't, yeah, it was quite a lot, like in high school, because, you don't really have that much to do. And in my free time, I would just play games. And now I have so much other stuff to do. I don't really have that much time anymore, but I also don't enjoy it as much. Like it's not really fulfilling. Like it's cool in the moment to play, but after I shut off, I'm like, I mean, if I had studied now for an hour instead of playing a game and then watched a series maybe or something like that, I would feel a lot better. Yeah.
I attempt now, but so playing the games online, there's no patient, right? League of Legends that seems to bother you a little bit.
That there's no. Sorry, just reading the chat. You mean that there's no what when I play League of Legends? I didn't quite understand the question.
A sense of completion.
Yeah, totally. I mean, so if I play, I have some friends who still play a lot, and if we play together as a team, it's quite cool if we actually try to work. If we actually try to win and not just goof around all the time. Because it's a team game and it's a strategy game, and I enjoy doing that. And then there is some sort of fulfillment or some sort of completion. It feels really good. But in the long term, all the other things I do are just a much I feel that much more for that, like doing stuff for uni or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a proudest accomplishment that really stands out?
Yeah. I'd say there's two things. So the first thing was that, so maybe for those who came here a bit later, so I'm a biology student. I also study statistics as a minor, and I was really fascinated by this new, let's say, it's a very new field in biology called synthetic biology or bioengineering, whatever you want to call it. And there's a really, like, the biggest competition in the world for synthetic biology is like a student competition where student teams from around the world kind of do their own projects, and the goal is always to, let's say, you genetically engineer an organism to do something that it normally wouldn't be able to do. So very simply, by Rob, I'm just gonna continue. So this you try to engineer an organism, for example, to take up heavy metals from the soil, and do I continue now, or chat? Do I continue, or do I just wait for Rob to rejoin? Do it. Okay, do it. Tell us about your self-typing. Okay. I'm asking my self-typing. Okay, what do you want to? Tribe demands. Okay, what do you want to know? Just I might not answer, but you can ask. Do you relate more to a cat or a dog? That's a great question. Cat, definitely. For the first reason is that I like cats a lot because they can do their own thing, but they can also be nice, and they want to chill out with you. But at some point they're just gonna say, like, okay, fuck off now, I want to be for myself. And they just do their own thing, and that's what I relate to more. And I don't like don't kill me, I don't like dogs so much because they're just too they're just all over you. They're just too much cranked up on the, oh, I want to play with you, I always want to chill with you. That's what I don't relate to so much. But I had cats in the past and I didn't have a dog, so maybe I'm not too well, I don't really have a reference to the cats. Did you already type yourself? I did type myself. I mean, I've been in the class for 8 months, 9 months actually now. I do have a self-type, but I'm not going to tell you. So Friday I'm getting my type back, and then I'll also reveal what I thought, because I mean, this is also for people who, oh, hey, there he is. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me on for your show. This is great.
Sure. Yeah, this is Rob. We're doing this rogue personality typing. He's a bit late, I had to start without him, but
all right. I'm sitting like right next to my network connection now, so hopefully this will be better. I'll try and stop wiggling my screen now. So what were we talking about?
So people asked me if I relate more to cats or dogs, and so cats, by the way, not dogs.
Awesome.
And yeah, you too?
Correct choice, yes.
Yeah. And then what did I type myself as? Well, I just said, oh, I'm gonna reveal that on Friday. I'm not gonna say anything about myself type.
Okay. Sure. All right. So you were telling me a bit about the synthetic biology. Is that what you called it?
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know if you continued on with that, but that sounds awesome. It sounds like you're pretty interested in what you're prepared to do. Have you been doing job interviews at all or anything like that? Or what are you planning to do next?
Okay. So I'll start with this achievement first, and I'll get to the job afterwards, because otherwise it doesn't really make sense from a it doesn't make sense otherwise. So this synthetic biology is this. I mean, the general idea is always to look at a problem in the world. I mean, it can be something very simple. Let's say you have a lake that's contaminated with heavy metals, like lead or something like that, and you could find ways to extract the lead with like chemicals or some kind of process, but synthetic biology tries to use things like bacteria or plants to do the job for you. So you would, for example, take a bacteria and change it in a way that it can actually take up heavy metals and convert them into some other form where you can easily, I don't know, extract them. That's actually a project that has been done by students once, which is pretty cool. So this competition is worldwide. There's like 350 teams that participate each year, and it goes from January to November. And basically, you have to do everything by yourself. Of course, you're going to have a professor who helps you and stuff, but you're supposed to come up with an idea of what you want to do, which problem you want to tackle. Then you have to get funding for your project, so you need to get sponsors. You need a team, of course, social media, and all of that. And our university, so my university, the University of Zurich, didn't have such a team. The competition's been going for 15 years, and I really wanted to participate, so I just started a team, and we participated last year, and it was really awesome. And now there's a second team with other people involved, and I think getting that going, that's the best thing I've done in my life so far.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm really proud of.
So you're most proud of just establishing the team?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were going to go like, then we won.
No.
but I mean, that's great too. I'm not trying to belittle. I'm just that's where my mind was going. I was going to tell me how he like defeated everyone.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Is that something you've done before? Like, did you start up your volleyball team or?
No, actually not. I'm not really playing in the team. I'm just going to university sports. No, but that was the first time, and that was really why it was also so cool.
Right.
And I've never done it. So.
Would you consider yourself a natural leader?
Tough question. Maybe not a natural leader, but my dad always told me I'm very diplomatic, apparently. So maybe I guess some people are going to abuse that anecdote now, but no, I'm not maybe not natural born leader, but I've worked a lot on that, and this project also helped me a lot to realize a lot of things that maybe I wasn't so good at before. Yeah.
So do you tend to agree that you're fairly diplomatic, or is that something you like don't really see in yourself?
No, that's pretty true. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. What else does your dad have to say about you?
Oh, I mean, you would have to ask my dad. What would he?
Does he say that you have a messy room?
No, my room's fine. I mean, I think my dad also wouldn't say that I have a messy room. He'd say I'm rather responsible for myself. I used to be very chaotic. Maybe I'm still chaotic, I don't know, but you tell me. Man, I don't know. Honestly, I've never thought about that. So I have a good relationship with my parents, but I don't like. I live in my own flat with two other flatmates, and I don't go to my parents every weekend. I visit rather rarely, but we do have a good relationship.
Okay. Cool. Do you have any siblings?
Yep. Yeah, sister. She's 30. She's 30. She turned 30 this year.
My age.
Huh?
That's my age.
Yeah. Okay.
Turning 30 this year.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think you wrote in the Discord about that, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't the easiest birthday for her yet. So yeah, you might relate to that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around it, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to celebrate it or not. But anyway, what'd your sister do for her birthday?
Oh, I don't know what she did because it was February 18, and that was right when the coronavirus hit here.
Oh.
So we didn't actually celebrate it yet. So we're gonna.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we didn't gather all together. So we're gonna celebrate it like end of June, because I have my last exam June 19th. And before that, I'm just not gonna be. I can't really just take a weekend off. I mean, I could, but I don't really want to. Yeah, just to chill there. It's just very difficult for me. I'm just gonna plug in my laptop quickly.
Okay.
All right. Set again.
Oh, okay. I got a cat on my lap now.
Oh, that's great. Oh. Is it a girl?
No, it's a boy.
It's a boy. Okay. Yeah.
He's a little too friendly sometimes. No, I accidentally clicked. Oh man, this is my best interview yet.
Your best interview. It's fun. It's great.
So do you want to do the interview? Jeez.
Okay. The hardest part of school. That's a good question. The hardest part. I think it's the fact that for me, so I really like going to uni, but now in this semester, when I kind of started to see, okay, this is where I'm gonna go afterwards, and I'm just doing basically all the leftover courses that I need to do to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really. I'm kind of interested, but it's not. I know I'm not going to do it for a living later. I know I'm probably not going to need anything of that ever again. So it's kind of hard to sit down and study for 7 hours a day or more for stuff you know you're not going to need and you don't really like that much. So that's that.
What kind of stuff?
What kind of stuff?
Yeah, like philosophy, or like what are you talking about?
No, I had for my minor statistics, I have probability theory, and the lecture is kind of terrible. I don't know. I just don't relate at all to. It's very hard for me to understand math. I don't know. So math sucks. I suck at math. I don't like.
Did you not have to do a lot of math for statistics? I thought that would be.
Yeah, you're actually right. I mean, it's not usually, but I have to do this course in probability theory, and it's a lot of hardcore math, like proofs and things like that. But also you have a lot of these like these stupid what would you call them, like riddles, like, oh, if you have a bunch of people in a room and they all have a hat, and you throw your hat into the middle of the room and you mix them, and everyone takes one hat, how many people are going to get on average their own hat?
Right.
And no matter how many people you do this with, it's always one. That's always the average. Why? I have no idea, and I don't know. I just know the formula to solve this.
Okay.
I get an exercise like this, I'm gonna just plug in the numbers and I'm done. I don't know. I'm super bad at figuring out these riddles.
Interesting. All right. We have some more questions from the chat. I didn't ask the chat for questions, but we're getting them anyway. So who am I to say no?
That's true, yeah. You really can't, right? Okay.
I don't know if you know a whole lot of people in your field, or
I mean, if you say in biology, it would be, oh my god, I forgot her name. It's embarrassing. Just let me hit the Google quickly. No, how did I forget her name?
the biggest fan.
She's Barbara McClintock. She was the first plant scientist to get a Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine, and I think she was one of the first women as well. Maybe not the first, but she had it super rough. I mean, she was doing her science in like the 1940s. Being a woman in science in that time wasn't great, and I mean, the things that she discovered was like super breakthrough. And the fact that she, through all the bullshit that was thrown at her, she somehow managed to go through it and get a Nobel Prize as like the first, and she remains the only plant scientist to ever get a Nobel Prize. And that will probably stay that way for a long time. So look up to her. She's awesome.
Nice.
She's also still alive, so that's good. That's cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
You could meet her.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't really.
I have connections because of this interview thing I'm doing. So.
Oh, that's yeah. Just yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let her know that you're interested.
Sure. I mean, just hook me up with her. It's great. I mean, not in that way, but
oh, I didn't.
No. Just yeah.
Yeah. Got a little thing going there. Okay. So, how are you with the ladies?
The inevitable question. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm. No, I would say I'm doing quite well. I'm not in a relationship right now.
Okay.
So, I mean, generally, it's not like I'm not like scared to approach women. It's just that at the moment, I mean, I've dated 2 girls in the last year, and it just didn't work out, because the issue I have is usually to find someone at my age who's kind of like at the stage where I am, in terms of, if you ask most people that study biology, and it's not just biology, okay, what do you want to do after you're done? So many people say, oh, I don't know, and like they're half a year away from graduating. I'm like, how can you not know that? Like, I don't know. And I just have a bit of an issue with people, I mean, for relationships, who don't really know where they're going, because I'm just gonna do my thing, and like I want you to do your thing, and then I don't know.
Were you dating other biologists?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you considered trying like looking over there where at the art studio?
The art studio. Yeah, I think I went on one date with a girl who was studying linguistics,
Oh.
and that didn't work out at all. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point, but I haven't really considered it. But it's not so easy to, yeah, I don't know. It's not so easy to get connections to these places, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your longest relationship?
I think like not even a year. I've only had 2 serious relationships. I mean, serious in terms of a relationship and not just dating and seeing where things go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is I don't know if I'm like delving too much into this, but just like it seemed to be that having sort of a vision for your future was important to you. Like, is there other aspects of people that you're looking for? Is that only important in relationships? What about your friends?
So other aspects I'm looking for in terms of relationship would be, I really, and this is something I realized after dating in the last year, I can't really handle someone who doesn't know who they are, who have like a lot of trouble with, oh, I really don't know who I am, or I just there's this thing that some people have. They say like, oh, I'm a different person in different settings. Like there's no real me. It's just a bunch of different things. I don't know if you get what I mean, but I just have trouble with people who don't really know who they are and who are insecure. And for friends, this is not so much the case. I care more about, if they're interested in the same, not the same, but similar things than I am. Like science is great, or books, video games. That's cool. And a big thing for me is, in terms of friends, if you're like some like politically radical person, yeah, that shit ain't gonna fly. No, I mean, no, I don't. Yeah, just doesn't work for me. Yeah. You can relate to that, or?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I'd have to think about it a bit myself, to be honest.
I am asking the questions now. No.
Yeah. The cat's name is Joseph. Sorry. You seem to be rolling with my chaos here a little bit, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. That's totally fine. I mean, when we started, like before the live stream, the internet connection was already shaky on your side, so I was already prepared for whatever.
So you foresaw this going and tanking.
Yeah.
You're surprised it's going as well as it is.
Oh yeah, I mean it's great. I love it.
How do you feel about violence?
In video games and series, I love it.
Okay.
So if it's like a show about adventure, or some kind of conflict, I usually like the movies more, or the series, if if it's actually violent, like if it's actually realistic, in a sense that like if you punch someone in the face, you're gonna see that afterwards, right? So it just comes to my mind. There's a scene in Batman v Superman where I think Batman is just punching Superman in the face, and it just doesn't feel like a real punch. It just feels very, very fake. Violence in reality, I'm not at all a violent person, I would call myself. I think violence is just the last resort that you have, and you should always first try to talk about it. Yeah, it's a broad question.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
So you watch some superhero stuff. Do you have a favorite superhero?
I'm not really into heroes a lot, but Iron Man is cool because I think the fact in the first movie I just watched the movies. I'm not into comics, so
Sure.
don't roast me on my shitty knowledge. But when he gets captured by these terrorists, like, he goes through a lot of change, and that's something I find it just seems natural to him, and he's like a tinkerer, which I'm very fascinated by, like inventing all this stuff, and it's really cool. And Deadpool, just in the sense that the movies were really good.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's like he's not some sort of role model for me or anything, but he's just funny.
Yeah, that would be a strange role model, I think.
Yeah.
He's the kind of anti-hero.
Yeah.
But those two characters, they kind of go back a little bit to what you were saying with your friends and relationships. They're both very authentic people.
Oh,
they are very forthcoming about their flaws and kind of own them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a great point. Yeah.
I don't know if that's something that subconsciously drew you to them, but yeah, I like heroes. Wow, my cat just jumped off of me. I don't know if you could see that.
No, couldn't.
Well, what if you were a superhero? What would your power be?
Oh man, these. I mean, I don't know what happened to me. Did the microwave explode near me? Did I absorb some radiation? I don't know.
You're going back to the origin story. The origin story is very important. I will give you that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think of it in terms of not just. Are you asking in terms of if I could choose one, or if I would be a superhero through some action, for some cause?
You can take it however you want, but
okay. So if something happened to me and because of that I became a superhero, it would probably be
some biology experiment gone wrong, right?
Biology experiment gone wrong, and I'm like a super crazy guy now who does weird things with bacteria, something like that, or plants. If I could choose, it would probably be, teleportation. I like that. Teleportation is pretty cool. I'm just gonna steal that from the chat. Yep.
All right, fine. You're just gonna steal teleportation from the chat. Okay.
Yeah. It's good.
Where's the first place you teleport to?
My kitchen to grab a snack. No. Honestly, I don't even know. There's a nice hill, like 5 minutes from here. And if I would just, now I see it. So if I would like to take a break from studying, I would just teleport up there, just lie on the grass for a bit, and then teleport back.
Okay. If you were going to teleport to another country, would you bring your passport?
Sure. Yeah. Why not? Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea.
You could just teleport away, though. I was just wondering if you would like follow the rules if you were going to teleport. It's like,
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean,
you have to teleport to border control.
that would be following the rules. But I was thinking because, I mean, if it would be, yeah, that's a super stupid scenario. But I think if you don't cross the border, then technically you don't need the passport now, because the rule is if you want to get in the country, then you need a passport. Yeah, okay, I don't know. It's difficult to unpack.
All right. Okay, so what excites you about the future?
Oh, lots of things. Space travel. So I'm really, really stoked that we're gonna put humans on Mars eventually, and we're gonna have a Mars colony, and I'm gonna live to see that. That's amazing. Because it's kind of eventually people are gonna leave. If humanity is gonna survive in the long term, we will have to leave Earth. And if we want to move, let's say, beyond the solar system, if that ever becomes possible, we need to practice how to actually build life on another planet that's not very, let's say, keen to life. That's great. Another thing would be, yeah, I mean, in terms of my own future, I'm very much looking forward to being more self-sufficient, because right now, I mean, I'm studying, my parents support me through that, and I'm looking forward to the day where I can finally say, okay, I don't need your support anymore. I have my own check right now. I can pay all my bills. That's something I'm actually looking forward to as well.
Yeah. So it kind of bothers you that you're dependent on them at the moment?
It doesn't bother me a lot. So it does bother me a little, but it's not like a negative thing. I don't see it that way. I see it the way that when I can get past that, that's something very positive, which doesn't mean that right now it's negative. I think it's just neutral.
Okay.
I'd say, yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah. In what ways do you currently experience your independence? Do you have your own room?
Yeah, I have my own room. I mean, own flat in that sense, with my other two friends. The fact that, how I study, how I go through uni, that's all on me. I mean, no one's telling me, oh, you need to do this or that. I mean, sure, in terms of courses, but it's my choice mostly how I go through it. And also this this competition that I talked about earlier, the synthetic biology. We also started a student organization that's, well, aims to gather people who are also interested in that sort of thing, and I'm involved with, I was the person again who wanted to do that, and now we have a lot of people who like 30 people already who are members, and we're like planning a lot of events and just building up an organization for future students. And that's, I mean, there I can do whatever I want pretty much in accordance with all the other what the other, let's say, leaders want to do, but that's great.
Dang it, I had a question. Was it? Did you like go into university wanting to do biology? Was that kind of like your idea to go into that, or how did you get interested in biology in the first place?
That's a good question.
Thank you. You keep complimenting my questions.
No, it's a good question. Like I have to appreciate this, right? So I did go into biology wanting to study it, but it was more of all of the other things that I could study. I don't really want to really do them. So the only option left was biology, but it was also yeah. I mean, I like biology. I had it as a focus subject in high school. My dad actually is a biologist, so my affinity to biology was quite high already then, and now it's through the roof. So,
right.
Yeah.
Was your dad always talking up biology at the dinner table, going like, "Oh yeah, biology is the best biology there is, or the best ology there is"?
I mean, not exactly like that, but if we go on a hike with the family, like he's the person that can point out, oh, that's this and that's this and that's how it works, and that's very cool. Or I always thought that was very cool. And of course, the work he does, it's not like classic biology work because he's basically a consultant. So he doesn't do any research, but he deals with the reports from the research and has to make recommendations based on the reports.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know someone that does that with chemistry now, actually. So.
Okay, cool.
That seems like important work for sure.
Yeah.
Being able to relay that information along.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's very important. Yeah.
So we've got a couple audience questions here. I know Sadat sent one on here earlier. Let me try and find it.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. When you were a child, what scared you the most?
Okay, that's probably being alone in the dark. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Like when I was young, if I would watch a horror movie, which I never do, but if I got a glimpse of it or something,
Right.
or even if I didn't, it just walking through somewhere when it's dark, I was just imagining all the terrible things that were behind me, and that was I think the most scary stuff.
Okay.
The unknown things in the dark, I would say.
There wasn't anything specific though. It was just general darkness and that unknown.
Yeah, absolutely. Just general. Didn't like being alone in the dark. No, I'm cool. I mean, I still get like when I lie in bed, like weird. Like I think back to some horror movie I watched 10 years ago, and I kind of imagined this kind of figure, and then when I close my eyes, it's like somehow I'm like, oh, this could be there, right? But I'm just cool with it. I'm just like, yeah, sure, then let it be. I don't give a shit.
Nice. We have another one here. Would you rather be an ugly genius or a hot moron?
Oh my god.
And which one are you now?
Ouch. I mean, I'm pretty smart, but I wouldn't consider myself a genius, which is, I think it's good, because I wouldn't really want to be like a super genius, because if you're so good in something, you always have this pattern that usually those people are like shitty at social interactions, or they have some weird complex, and I'd rather just be average, but being able to do a lot of things.
So you don't want either of these?
No, I don't want either of these. I'm trying to get around the question, but if I had to choose, oh man, like I don't want to be I mean, of course, I am a moron in many ways. Yeah, come on. I mean, I'll go for the hot moron. I mean, at least I'll look good for like 30 years, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
You can be an influencer.
Hmm?
You can be an influencer on Instagram.
Yeah, make money with that, and then hope, I don't know, freeze my brain and then somehow get smart 200 years in the future. Whatever.
Oops. Oh, here's another one. Are you willing to dedicate your life and afterlife to helping Dave and Shan ascend to godhood as they deserve?
No, they can do that themselves. No, I mean, I'm gonna take the question seriously. Like, I like the objective personality, but I don't like it enough that I would actually go all in on it. And like, if I would want to go all in, I would go to freaking Portland and work there as a operator, right? But I'm not into psychology enough for that.
Do you think there's an aspect of your biology work that could be useful?
The particular stuff that I want to do, no.
Okay.
Biology in general, yes. Like if you evolutionary biology, for sure, could be very interesting to kind of see the overlap, maybe, or I mean, because a lot of evolutionary biology is about how much of who we are is comes from the environment and how much comes from our genetics, our inherent predispositions. I mean, that's this whole. I mean, the whole nature nurture debate has been going on for decades. Yeah, and I think Dave and Shan could contribute a lot to this debate, or are actually contributing, which is pretty cool. But the other way also goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you were guaranteed the correct answer to one question, what would you ask?
Oh shit.
Oof.
That's a really interesting question. I'm not prepared to answer such a heavy question. I mean, probably okay. Oh no. Okay, I would have to be smart about this, right? Because so I would say, not is there other life in the universe, but where exactly are other life forms in the universe, so that we could actually kind of figure out, oh, okay, there's somewhere there, so maybe we can try to reach them somehow. Oh, maybe let's figure first out if they're more powerful than we are or not. Otherwise, yeah.
What if they're already here and we just can't perceive them? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That would suck. It's just like, they're here already.
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool, I guess, but it sucks because we can't actually communicate with them. Or they don't want to. I mean, I would understand. So, yeah.
All right, here's another one.
So many questions.
What responsibility would you gladly give up? What would you not give up?
Oh, the responsibility to, yeah. So, I'll be starting a new job soon, and I'll have to. I mean, the dress code is like business casual, so I'll have to wear a suit and all that. And I never iron my clothes, but I do fold them, although I hate it. And if I could just have a machine that does all it for me, or just someone, do it. Please do it. I hate it. What would I not give up is the responsibility for pretty much everything else. So like for my health or for my studies, for my life, like these bigger things.
Stuff you've chosen for yourself, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, she's just stealing these from random sites. I'm so disappointed, said that.
Oh, yikes. That hurts, yeah.
I'm calling you out.
Yeah, I was like, what, these questions are really good, but now I have to say, Rob has the much better question. He doesn't take them from a side, he's comes from you, I hope, right? Yeah, it's cool.
Who knows where they come from, It's
yeah.
Watching a podcast. I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about how musicians sometimes like play out notes on a piano or something, and they're like, "Did I come up with that?" Or Oh, here's another one. What would you do with your life if you're the last person left on Earth and die from starvation, dehydration?
I'm confused about the last part. Why is that an issue?
I guess you wouldn't starve to death.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but okay.
That's the superpower you have been given.
That's a boring superpower, is it? Yeah.
It's a little boring.
Man, these questions. What do I do? I mean, I don't know. That would be terribly boring in some ways. I would probably go. Yeah, but how? I would try to get somewhere where it's near to the equator, where it's warm all year round, where you have like food and everything. You can be self-sufficient. But you also need to be able to scuba dive, because I really like scuba diving. So I would just chill. Yeah, I know I wouldn't starve, but I want to eat something because it just feels good, no? So
right. Yeah, I guess the idea is that with the starvation is that you don't have to basically become a farmer for the rest of your life. and that's like what you're busy spending all your time, like keeping yourself alive.
Okay.
Because society takes care of a lot of that stuff for you, I guess.
Yeah, then definitely tropics somewhere and just chill, scuba diving and being in the forest,
exploring the life that's left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very morbid, Amelie. Oh, happy birthday, by the way.
Oh yeah, happy birthday. Yeah.
What's your preferred way to learn? Do you like study groups or?
No, I hate study groups. No, it doesn't work. I like to, in terms of study group, I like to have people, or now I have someone that every week we talk like for an hour or two about things that's unclear to us. But otherwise, I do my own thing. In terms of, I usually go over all the material there is and try to figure out, okay, now let's say for the probability class, I'll figure out, okay, what exercises are important in, like, what are they probably going to ask? What do I not understand? And kind of filter out, okay, what are the things I don't understand? And solve exercises and try to understand the theory that way. Because in math, the theory, like the formulas and everything, is super weird for me. I need an example, and I need to see, okay, how do you actually apply this? And then I see, okay, that's what you're actually doing. I have like a a whiteboard right here, where I just sketch things if I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what you were looking for, but
yeah, it's kind of
that's
curious.
yeah.
This one's a little vague. What if computers took over the world?
Then computers took over the world. The end.
I feel like they already have.
Yeah.
In some sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we're super reliant.
We're using them right now. They're controlling us. They screwed up this interview earlier. It was them.
Yeah. That's Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's always the case. Well, what do you want to do? Life goes on. Life goes on.
Maybe it depends what the.
True. If the computers allow it, then life goes on.
I guess this kind of goes with another one of my questions, which was like, what kind of impact do you wish to have on the world? But I guess this is more about your personal. Are you into OP for personal development?
Yeah, 100%. That's all I'm in for. Yeah, I mean, I've already changed a lot, and I've managed to address a lot of issues that I still have. But at the moment, it's really moving somewhere else, because I've been living in this city now for 4 years, and eventually I also want to see something else. Like I don't know, I think it would help me a lot to grow if I would move to another city, because I would have to adjust to all the new circumstances, but I could also meet new people. So that would be at one point for sure. I will do that. Otherwise,
do you like meeting new people?
If they're cool. I mean, it's not that I like just meeting.
What makes a person cool?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that it can't just be anyone. Like I really love it when I meet people where I connect with. So we have similar interests, or we're on the same kind of path in life. If you're into personal growth, that's like the biggest thing. If you're into that, then we will probably get along, no matter. I mean, if you like The Last Jedi, but you're still into personal growth, I will still like you.
So you don't like The Last Jedi?
No, I don't like it. I don't like the new movies, the new Star Wars movies, except for Rogue One.
Okay.
I mean, it's like with Game of Thrones, the last 2 seasons, I just kind of stopped caring. I'm not really sure. Yeah, because the quality, for me, it just changed a lot of what it was, and I didn't really like the way they were going anymore. And yeah.
Well, so you said you've changed already from objective personality in terms of things you were struggling with. Do you have an example of that, or?
I mean, not necessarily because of objective personality, but already before, because this is quite a huge thing for me. If you would talk to me 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, you probably wouldn't recognize me so much, because in high school, so before you go to university, you have to do this higher education school, and I was like maybe I just give a quick recap of how my school life kind of went, because early school was like fine, but then in like, when was that, like 6th, 7th grade, I was super lazy, super unfocused, didn't really want to do anything, and then I went to another school for sports. It was not an yeah, it was a school where in the morning you have school and in the afternoon you do sports. And they would, the way they did it was really cool, because in the afternoon you would do 2.5 hours of sports, and then they would sit you 2.5 hours in a room where you had to make a list of all the study things you wanted to do. They would sign it off, and then you were just in that room with all your materials. And there's two things you can do. Either you just play on your phone and do nothing, or you actually do everything you wrote down. And I did that, and my grades just went through the roof. I pretty quickly became like top of my class, just
Nice.
because I was forced to study. And that continued on. I mean, in high school, at the beginning was great, and then I got less and less motivated. I started smoking a lot of weed, and that really fucked me up, because for like 2.5 years, I was pretty much smoking every day, all day. And no matter what people tell you, yeah, I can still do stuff when I'm high. It makes you super lazy. It makes you unmotivated. And breaking out from that and actually, doing something for uni, sitting down and study, that was really like the biggest thing I had to overcome. So that was really like the kind of major development. What question did you ask, by the way? Because
I asked. Well, I was asking if there were. You had sort of talked about changes you made in your life.
Yes.
I thought you were saying that they were related to things you've learned from objective personality. So I was curious what.
Yeah. So
what things.
Yeah.
But
so it was
sounds like
mainly,
that was a separate thing, right?
Yeah. It's really separate. I mean, I discovered OPS after I already went through major changes, where I realized I'm doing a lot of shit I shouldn't do. And I just try to not do these things anymore.
Right.
That's. I mean, it sounds simple, but it's really, really difficult.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was.
It's not always easy to determine what the things you should be doing are. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But when you're super lazy and when you're not doing anything, at some point you kind of see, okay, I should not smoke so much weed and I should study. And then from that you can kind of start, and then suddenly you realize, oh, I should work out every other day. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think I have to wrap up here. I'm going to have to go start work soon.
That's great. I mean,
any last things you want to say here? Some advice for anyone out there?
Oh,
these trying
yeah.
times.
Yeah, I mean, just the advice that I would give from what I've learned is, like, if you know that you really should do something or should not do something, then stop making excuses of why you're not doing the thing that you know you should do, and just do it. There's so many people tell you how exactly you can do that. Like, if you know you should exercise every day, make a plan for it. Like, write down how you're gonna do that. Like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna do 10 push-ups. But start somewhere. Just do it, and not just sit around and I know I really should, but I don't. Yeah, just that. That would be my piece of advice.
Are you stealing that from Dave?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, it's just so many people will tell you this, and from my experience, I can just tell you, yeah, they're right. That's really it.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure. You can stick around here. I'm going to close out the broadcast, but we can still talk for a little bit. So Alexander was particularly interested in sleep versus blast. So if you guys can fill out the form and give them some feedback on what you were seeing here, that'd be great. Should be down there in the description. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. And yeah, it was a great talk. Cheers.